going on? And so she comes back out and she's like, well, Larry's gonna look at you and say, you're not Chloe, what are you doing? Why are you here? Like, so rude to me.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, I don't know, I don't know, you called me in, I don't know. And so then I go in and I'm meeting Larry Clark, who was drinking a giant Odwalla juice. And he was just like, sitting there and he's just like, and he was actually very nice. He was very nice. He was really cool, but he didn't get what I was doing.
Of course, there's no context for it.
And I get there and they're like, what part are you auditioning for? And I'm like, I don't know. And so I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, and he's like, do some of your bit, do some of your Chloe bit. And we're doing this comedy bit that out of context in front of Larry Clark, and I'm like shaking and nervous and twitchy and like dry mouth, like I could just, it was terrible.
Oh, no.
And it was like, that was very interesting. Like, and I was like, oh God, I want to kill myself. So then the next day, the cast director calls me, she was like, we loved you, obviously, we want you to be in the film, we want to offer you a part in the movie. And I was like, oh, really? And she was like, it's gonna be on such a day, and I was like, okay, great. And I was like, well, let me give you my manager's info. That's great. I'm really excited. Oh, cool. And she's like, well, that's not necessary. And I was like, why not?
Yeah.
I was like, well, she's like, well, and she's like, it's no big deal. She's like, you're gonna be a party goer, and there's gonna be a party, and there'll be a lot of you guys down there. And I was like, okay. And I was like, what is the rate for this? And she's like, well, we're not really sure yet. There are gonna be so many of you guys there. I'm just gonna bring a wad of cash and the set. A wad of cash!
Is it wrong that I think that sounds exciting?
Just for you? Not for the room?
No.
And I was like, am I an extra? And are you asking me an extra? She's like, no, you're a party goer. And you can be Chloe or anybody you want. So I was treated like they treated me like I was this crazy, insane fan that just like would do anything to be connected. You know what I mean? I was just like,
you didn't do it, right?
I put on wigs and yell at people. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm not like a, whatever. But anyway. So I said no.
You didn't do the movie.
No, I didn't.
Good.
No.
And now you mentioned that you've been doing Chloe for 9 years now.
That's crazy,
so
yeah.
what's the genesis of it? When did you say like Chloe?
Why Chloe?
I was doing a sketch comedy show and I put on a blonde wig for something else and I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, thank you, God.
Thank you for this bone structure.
I like this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty.
Chloe.
I look a lot like her, and then I was like looking through. I was going through, and I was seeing magazines, and I was seeing like the outfits and the interviews she's doing, and I was like, she's fascinating. Why is nobody else doing her?
Right.
And so I tried out a bit. This was in 2002,
Wow.
and it was spring of 2002, and all these like Nathan Lane, all these people were doing these ads like, "Hi, Nathan Lane, come to New York." It's great. It was after 9/11. They were trying to get people to come to New York. And so I did a bit where I was like Chloe 70 trying to tell people to come to New York. And it was just these weird references to like Twilo and Batcave and Tilda Swinton and all these like middle America going, what the fuck is happening? So, and it started there.
And you've obviously done your research on Chloe in terms of the fashion. Where do you get this wardrobe? It is extensive in every video I see. Just
These
like
amazing little outfits,
and
like onesies with leggings.
Jim's a stylist. He's a costume designer and does a lot of wardrobe and works. So he is amazing. He's such a great eye for pieces. And he's always looking for stuff. And now I get random people donating stuff to me.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I'll get random things and people will be like, can I send you blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, all right, I'm a big girl. But
Not sample size.
No.
Now, when you are out of the
I was just, you're so kind.
You guys are so
just for
nice.
now. Oh, true.
Oh.
Hi, Drew. So they'll.
Have you ever been recognized out of your Chloe guard?
Yeah,
As Chloe?
yeah, every now and then. Yeah, it's like really. It always like throws me for when people recognize it. But yeah, and it's like it blows my mind that it's something that you do as a joke with friends and even in front of like a crowd like it's like fun. It's like the fact that people would see it is really. Yeah.
Any weird places that you've been recognized?
A few months ago in the sauna. Like naked in a towel, and some other guys across the way just like looking at me. Like,
And their hands are always here.
Always
in the
here.
sauna. I don't know if you've ever been in the sauna.
Yeah.
The guys always put their hands here.
Wait, is
Always.
there a towel and then they do that? Or
yeah, they
is
do
there a
this
towel?
because they're the towel and they do this.
Wait, is the towel on the side or around you?
It depends on what they're looking for.
Interesting.
Yeah. We can talk about that later.
Good point. Help this show.
But I get this guy who's doing this, and I get all like, I'm not looking around, whatever, and I'm just like this, and I'm just going. Chloe? Because I don't, I mean, you know, whatever. It takes a village, whatever you're into. I've never want to look sexy or like hot. I've gotten hit on before in that. And the guys that would never be into it like this, where if I was like this, they'd never be into it, but they're way into it. And I'm not into being, I'm like, no, I gotta take the wig off.
Right.
You're not gonna stay in costume.
No, I mean, more power, I mean, hey, the world is great. Everybody wins, right?
We've only got 5 days, so might as well try
You
it.
guys, the end of the world is coming. We need to fuck everybody. So,
What costume
just
you have always
don't
thought
worry about it. The end of the world's coming, so just fuck everyone.
How do you, knowing that the end of the world is coming, can we expect any Chloe videos soon? Hopefully.
Yeah, well, one was supposed to come out today, and it didn't go up today, but it's going to go up soon. It's on Take 1 8. It's not one of my regular Chloe videos, but it's with this guy, Evan Ferrante, who does Tom Cruise. He does an amazing Tom Cruise.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's a thing with Tom Cruise and Chloe. It's a different sort of thing, but it was supposed to come today, so it should come up. It should be up this week.
Very soon. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
So now, if we were able to ask Chloe what she would do
Well,
at the end of the world with me, like what would she do?
I mean, there's so many questions. If Chloe knew the rapture was coming,
Chloe would probably repeal the glove. She would make that phone call to Taraji P. Henson. She'd finally finish Catcher in the Rye.
Because of your videos, one of my very good friends literally has on his bucket list of things to do before he dies is, and I'm gonna get the line wrong, it's a champagne brunch.
Yes, do you want me to say it?
You say it!
Okay, God, I gotta remember. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. A champagne brunch with Anne Rice, Shore Agadashalu, and Tweet.
You have that one song. There goes my shirt, oh my hair, oh my. The actress in the role.
Shore Agadashalu.
She is this beautiful.
She's in the House of Sand and Fog.
And we were actually, when we first wrote the Osama bit, we were going to cast her as Osama's wife.
yes.
And then we realized,
Perfect.
well, but then we realized she would have been perfect.
Oh, but then I think you're gonna
Naveen
be
Andrews is.
Oh, Naveen Andrews would be really great. And wasn't there a person named Kulat?
Yes, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
We lived.
Kind of a summer slack.
We had someone read the script and like we were like, you know, do you have any thoughts on this? And literally one of his notes he pointed at Kulat and he goes, this is not a Middle Eastern name.
Really? It sounds great.
Spelled with a K, by
It's
the way.
Hollywood. We won't know the difference. Come on. It's fine.
Is a Kulat a piece of
It's like
it's a short.
It's a short. It's a longer short, right?
Yes, it's
With
like,
Chloe
it's like
wear?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Chloe loves the high-waisted. She loves those long. I'm going through puberty. She loves those high-waisted thing, you know. I've learned a lot about the actress and like what she wears.
Oh, and then fashion, I'm sure. Are
Yeah.
you yourself a fashion conscious?
Not at all, and I think it's fascinating that I've gotten called to do so many things. I got a job years ago writing for Versace for this thing, and it was amazing. I was writing for like 2 weeks with all these crazy people, and I was so out of place because I wanted to make a joke about everything.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to make a joke about, and they were like, nothing is funny about this
Oh my
whatsoever.
God.
There's nothing funny in the world, you know. But I don't really, people assume that I know a lot about it, and they'll ask me like, what about Martin Margiela's line this year? And I'm like, I wish, you know, and I want to be respectful, you know, I don't want to be like, but if it's like, whoever that was.
Have you ever met Chloe?
I have, yeah, we met.
I just love the idea. Like, I feel like if I were in the room and I saw it happen, I would be like, oh, this is the end of the world. This is when it implodes.
It was really weird because, you know, for years, that's the thing, I've been doing this for years.
9 years,
And it started off doing this thing as a joke. So
Yeah.
I was at a party for World of Wonder, and they produced RuPaul's Drag Race, which
yes.
she was a judge on last season.
Yes.
And so she was there, and so I walked into this holiday party, this was in December, and I walk into the room, and it was like I was flooded with people going, she's close. I'm like, what am I gonna say to her? Like, it's like so awkward for me to go, be like, hi, I play you. It's so creepy and weird, and like, you know, and I just didn't, I was like, I'm like, you know what, good for her, we're gonna enjoy our night, we're 2 people, and I'm not gonna, what would I say to her, I don't know.
Right.
So then my friend Mike actually goes up to her, and then my friend, he goes up to her, and he basically was like, my friend plays you on the internet, and he thinks you probably hate him, but, which I don't know why my friend added that, but he was like, I think you probably hate him, and he would love to meet you, and so we met, and she was so nice, she was so cool.
Did she actually see the videos?
Yes, but we never talked about my videos.
Interesting.
We never talked about videos, which I was really glad, because it's weird, it's strange.
Yeah,
it's like,
there's a lot of
people
pressure,
want to ask, like,
like-
does she get, I'm like, she's very flattered, she says she's very flattered, she doesn't quite understand it, I mean, because it's a
Of course she
parody.
wouldn't.
My voice is not at all like, I don't do her, like, her voice, nothing's
Right,
similar.
right.
And I look crazy, and it's like, you know, and it's like, I'm sure for her to look at that and go, am I like that? But it's also like, I was really nervous around her, because I'm like, you know, I play you for laughs, and I
Yeah.
don't know what it's going to be like, and I'm at a party, and
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, indict you, I just don't ever want to see pain in your eye, I don't want to see that, hi, how are you?
Right.
I don't want to see that. But she was so nice. We talked about other stuff. We talked about a lot about vodka. She knows a lot about vodka, so we talked about vodka. And she loves vodka. So do I. So it was good. We talked about that, and then she was really nice. And then, you know, afterwards she's done interviews, and she says that she said I was very charming and very nervous. Would I be nervous? And I was. It's true. You know, I did. You know, well, I didn't know, but I just think you said you don't know when you do somebody. It's like how personal certain things. Like we all know. I can't imagine if any of us had someone playing. You just like you don't know what touches a nerve.
Of course
Right.
not, of course not.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a video where
Of
she's
her watching
your video.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you guys seen this video? It's
Yeah,
out there.
it's
Send it to
hysterical.
me.
And
They
at
fallen asleep.
And at,
Like,
the, and at the end of it, she actually does the line that you open
she
all
does
of your
say
bits
"Good
with.
evening, America." Chloe said it. She